Hello again and welcome to Steve's Long Stay Workshop where it's come to look at when, well, you know this go. So we are again. Now, it's amazing to me what you can pick up off eBay. It really is, but even today. And this, in this box, is something which I thought would take a lot longer to find, but I didn't. This, I'll just hold it up to camera so you can see in better quality there. Yeah. That is a 4-track head arrangement for a BSR deck, a TD2 deck, 4-track, and I got it offline from the guy, and with one of these we can now get on and finish off the TP20. So sorry, the TP50. So that is what we're going to do. Now the part has come. So yeah. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, with a 4-track head, there are certain things you need to be aware of. One of these is the fact that tracks 1 and 4 and tracks 2 and 3 are of course different, and of course these heads are not the same as the ones that came out. So these will go in, and hopefully this will make that radio, that tape recorder, a little bit better. You never know. You never know. So, where is it? Hang on. Just so you know, it is this thing, Bush TP50. So, lid off, and you'll recognise the machine straight away if you've watching the channel recently. It's a reel-to-reel tape recorder with dodgy heads, and it's going to be soon, I hope, a tape recorder with decent heads on it, and maybe we can persuade it to record as well. We'll see. But where are we up to with it first of all? Well, first of all, it doesn't play very loudly, but that is due to the heads. Because if I was to put even a screwdriver on the back of the head, that will make more noise than what comes out the head itself. So obviously the only really one thing that can be, and that is the heads themselves. So that's worked in, and that really is what made me reach the decision that it was the heads. Also, as you'll see later on, these heads are rather worn, shall we say, and you can see it on the heads, so better change them anyway. The ones I've got seem okay, so put those in and see what happens, if anything. There aren't many of these about now, but they're well worth having, and if you get with good ends, they are good machines. Other thing with them, these knobs tend to disappear. You can put the type on, but they don't look right. So make sure all the knobs are on if you get one. That's another tip from the top there for you. For my well, some people call it brain. I don't. Anyway, so let's put the neutral in as well as a live and earth, and see what we're up to with it, or refresh ourselves at any rate, you know, because we have to always look first and see if the problem when you put it away was a problem when you put it out again, because it's amazing how many things can go wrong in the meantime that you know, were perfectly okay before. I've changed loads of parts in this, so it shouldn't, but you never know. So like I said, you never know. So that's on there. Yeah. So come down here and pick up the plug for the adapter, which is here. Plug in the socket here, and lo and behold, on it comes. So, volume up full, that goes up full, that goes up full, and that comes. So now, let's see what happens. It should play, but very quietly. Exactly like before. If I put another speaker in here, it is just slightly louder, but on its own speaker, it's as you heard there, it's rather hopeless. But by the way, is on 1 and 4 track, not 2 and 3. So that 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 wonderful piece of music you heard there was on 1 and 4 track. So that's what we're aiming for. So with all that in mind, let's get on with it, shall we? So take off everything that needs to be taken off. Like this. That comes off. These come off with a little bit of help. These are tips of stuff, aren't they? That's 1, okay. 2. There always 1 in there. 3. And of course, guess what? 4. So they come off right now. And under here, there's also some screws which come off. So let's get them off too while we're at it. How they come? I've forgotten actually, you know. So yeah, that comes off. Okay, fine. So that can all go into there like that. This comes out of here like that. Hopefully we can do this without going further into the unit. I'm hoping so anyway, you know. But obviously we don't know for sure until we get in there anyway. So open on that point already. So that now comes off like that. That goes down there out of the way, like that. That comes out there. That lot can go up there like that, on top of the signal generator. And let's have a look and see what we've got here to get the that's the original. This is the new one, and it's going to go in its place. So what has to come off? That, and possibly that has to come off. That screw, and is another screw there. I don't know about that, but we'll check that, okay? And of course the wires, which come off the back of the heads. So hopefully we can do this without having to take the rest of the unit apart. So let's start taking it apart step by step and see what comes apart. Why do I hear long-haired lower from Liverpool in my head now? I really wish I didn't, but you can't have everything in life, can you? Okay, so that screw comes off there like that. And here's the other screw. It's here. It holds this one in here. So this comes off here. Nice to get to, isn't it? Not. Let's try thin the screwdriver. I've got one. Hang on. Let's try that one. By the way, some turquoise have these little things here. Some don't. Hang on. I'll zoom the camera in so you can look closely at this very quickly. Some tape recorders have these cords on the heads. I had one at a Grundig a while back, and these cords were faulty and it caused buzzing on the head and nothing else. So in most cases you can just whip them out and the thing will work perfectly fine. It's little tricks like that that do sometimes come in very handy. So this one comes out from under here. Do these come off? Do these? No, they don't. Okay, fine, not to worry. So we take this off here somehow. Yeah, that's coming, right? Okay. Coming, right? Okay. So another thing we do very quickly is we take the wiring off the heads and keep them separate. One of them is for the recording blade, but one of them is for the erase head. So please don't get them mixed up, because it's something which you don't really want to have to do. To sort out which is what by trial and error. Again, I have done it in my time, but I'd rather you didn't. I'd rather not do, for various reasons. With this one, actually, the problem is that they're the same colours as the recording blade. So unfortunately, they've got to keep the two separate. Normally, in this case, what I would do is get the record blade right, and then do the erase head behind it and hope for the best. One thing, if you're not careful, what you will get is a situation where it erases on one track and records on another, which is not a terribly good idea, I must say. Is that right now? There we go. Right, so this should now come out if that comes off there. These heads, by the way, are going to go in the bin because it's not worth relapping these. So they're going to go and say goodbye and meet the maker. The Sunshine Lady from LA. Okay, right, and that one, I think. Right, okay. So now with a little bit of help, these should come off here and go in that little hole there. Actually, it won't because these are stuck on, so I'll take them off. Again, whether the was putting back on again is something for other people to think about. Personally, I wouldn't, but that's me, you know. That one's off, okay, and now this one's off as well. Right, okay, so that now comes out of the way, that comes out of the way, and hopefully now everything will go down the floor, and that's out, okay. By the way, very quickly, again, if we go any further, I'll show you the record head full up, and you can see that it's in a bit of a way. Right, now here is the old record and play deck here, and if you look at the record and play head there, that is not dirt, that is scratched in that, so those HUD heads are well and truly knackered. So what I will do here, I will take these guides off, I will take the heads off and take what I can out of that to keep, and the rest of it will go into the bin. Now what I've got here is the old head nicely apart. These three are going to come off here, that I don't know yet. These three will have to come off here to be put onto the new head, which is here. You can see it fits exactly. So yeah, so they have to come off. Now this lot, the head covers again will hang on to. The screws will definitely hang on to, but the heads themselves, they're both as bad as each other. So file 13 for those. And so for that reason now, we now have to try and get these off here and put them onto here. This is the new head block, almost ready to go. In the end, I found that these three guys were stuck fast, so I transferred the heads over instead. So that is the one that came, and this is the original head block, so that is now ready to go back in the machine, and that lot I'll keep them here for now, but for now this is going to go back into the machine here, again stage by stage. Right, well, I've got one part of the 4-track head in place here, and it's interesting this, because if I switch to play now, that's what I get. The treble's back up fine, no trouble at all. The magic eye is going up all the way across, so it obviously getting there okay, but it's quiet from the speaker, but not from an extension speaker, as I demonstrate here.
To the past, I say I never left her, never meant for it to last.
Like that. So obviously with this machine now, there's something else playing us up here somewhat. So what I'll do now, I'll finish fitting the heads properly, and then I'll I'll investigate the speaker arrangement here because there's something here. Because I know that the valve is okay because it's okay on the speaker here, which goes across this one by the plug here. So I will probably disconnect that speaker, put this one in that one's place and see what it does. Well, first of all, I'll sort out this thing here. But we're getting there with this thing, and we will get there because we always get there with things like this. It's been a bit difficult, this one, but we'll get there. We'll manage. We always do. This is Steve's vintage radio at Longstay Workshop, and things leave here working. Now, of course, we've got it on both 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 tracks. 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. A bit quieter, but that's and 2 and 3, which is a bit quieter, but that's because of the tape. So 1 and 4 in here. This should be 2 and 3. Which suddenly there isn't. There was just now, I promise you, but obviously it's not. Oh, there we are. The 2 and 3 track, by the way, is why these machines are 4 track. The 2 tracks on either side, using mono rather than stereo. But yeah, that is okay. It's the tape itself. So there you go. Now, with that in mind, we take the tape off just to make sure we don't erase it anymore, like that. And we come to the erase head. Now, on this machine, if you look at the circuit here, you'll see that the erase heads are the bottom ones, yeah, and both of them go to earth by a 10 ohm resistor. But here on this, actually they go to directly, so that resistor goes out of circuit. So therefore, the 2 wires that we string together on this to go to deck, we find those with the Avon meter or ohm meter or whatever you've got, and we can probably cut those back actually, because you know it's simple enough. So now what we do is we get a meter, get it trash on the bench here, there you go, and put 1/2 to deck like that. Like that. Disconnect it from the mains because we're using ohms here. I don't want any problems. So there we go, and that's ohms. It's on the beeper, okay? So therefore, 2 of these wires here on this side should go to deck. So that one goes to deck, okay? So the yellow one there is the one that you want, and blue also goes to deck, okay? So blue and black go to deck, and red and green are the ones that go to are the positives. Now, of course, the next question is which is which. Now, here, what we can do, the eraser does generate a signal, of course, and so we're switching to 405, yeah, and switching on one of these 2, red or yellow, or the signal on it, and it will switch to the other one when the track button is pressed. So I'll get that set up, and we'll get that for you and show you how that works out. Right, now of course I'll put the camera on the scope, so I'll twist it around so that you can see it on the camera and I can see it here. So now, first thing we do is put the thing into record without the tape in, because we don't to erase the tape yet, do we? Now, if the eraser is working properly, then it would erase the tape, but for the moment I'm just hoping on that, because that head's alright, so this head will be. So now that goes to deck, like, get the right one, let's get the right one, which is this one here, which is down here. Like that, so this one, yeah, and goes to deck, and we should get something on one of these two, I hope. There you are, there you are. The other one, there's no. This is the lost actually. Yeah, okay, so it's check this again. So there's there's a little on that one, and on the other one there should be nothing, because it's not actually connected to anything yet. So that one appears to have something on it all the time. Have we got another problem on our hands here, I wonder? We might have actually, so let's have a... Okay, so it's... yeah, so that's doing that on that on the red channel at both settings here, which is not right by any stretch of the imagination. So this one, therefore, this one they have to get hold of these wires, but I'll manage. That goes onto that one like that, or like that. I don't care that it goes on. There we are. By the way, yeah, and there should be nothing on, which again there is. Now on 1 and 4 track now, it's not very little, there's not very much, but on that track there is. Okay. Now the other side of it, of course, is the other track, the 2 and 3 tracks, and again, it's working now. Okay, right. Okay, so red is therefore 1 and 4 track, and the yellow is 2 and 3. You see, so those two go onto this head here in that order. So one goes on the top, on the bottom one, and the red goes on the top one. So I'll do that, and hopefully at that point now we should have an eraser that works as well, I hope. And so with the eraser in place, let's play, switching it to record, as long as I can do it. Now it's erasing 1 and 4, now 2 and 3, there we are. So now if we go back a bit like that,
God's children.
That's the eraser on one track, that's the eraser on the other track. So the eraser is working as well now, so the heads are now sorted. And so the next thing is to look at the speakers, which of course it's great on this speaker here, but not on the speaker here. The circuit actually shows it's either this socket here that's faulty, or no, not else it can be apart from this speaker itself. And so what I will do is I will take it off like that, yeah, and get a screwdriver from somewhere, anywhere, here, right, and take off the take off here again, and put the thing on the bench, and see where it's losing it. And I'll do that by connecting this speaker up to the up to where this speaker here should be. And if that speaker there will either work or not work in that position. If it does, then it's the speaker. If it doesn't, then I'll check the wiring. Also, the 10 ohm resistor as well. Look at the circuit there, you see. There's the speaker, and there's the socket there, and the 10 ohm resistor across them as well. So it could be either 10 ohm resistor, unlikely, the socket, very likely, or the speaker, which is, again, more likely than I would like it to be. So get it out of the case again, and this machine actually is becoming a real pain in the proverbial butt. We fix things here, and this machine is no exception. Well, when I took the speaker out of the case, I found the problem straight away. There's an earthing strap on this case here, and it was going across both pins. So basically, it was earthing the output to the speaker. That's all it was. The speaker out on the bench now, and there we are, working machine at last. Now, of course, we've got to look at record, because these things do technically tend to record. It wouldn't erase before because the oscillator circuit wasn't getting enough power, but now it is. And so for that reason, I will try and record. I'd love to get this microphone here working because it's the one for the machine, but whether I will or not is another matter entirely. So first thing I do, I'll put it in there. Now, with a lot of these tape recorders, like I said in the previous video, you will in fact on the radio socket should come out the speaker. This doesn't. So what I'll do, whether it will or not, I don't know. A quick look at the circuit and find out, shall we? Microphone there, okay, right, okay. Now radio socket, as it's called, is somewhere else. Hang on. Rather difficult to find on this. Ah, there we are. Radio. Okay, so radio, log radio, and it appears to go to the other EF86, but only on record. So obviously not on this machine. Now, before I found that it would do nothing. So if I was to switch it to record, but not play, that should be enough to make it do something. So let's see if it, and it does. If you look on the right, on that case, I'm sorry Jim, but I've got tons of recordings of Jim Reeves, so one more shouldn't matter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more shouldn't matter, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That sounds okay to me. On the other side, again, same thing applies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that proves two things. One, the sound that was there before was due to the tape, like I said it was, and of course it proves that this microphone works fine. So now it's a matter of running this thing and checking it, because it's finally fixed. So when a set has been through so much, I like to run it a bit, make sure it's okay before I put it back together. So I'll do that for a bit and obviously come back to you with it assembled and working, I hope. And now with the unit back together, it works perfectly well. As you can hear, back together and working. Nice machine actually as well. So yeah, Bush didn't make many of these. I think the next thing they did actually was the disc cassettes. But this was the only military machine came out of the rank organisation at the time. So at the time, Murphy were playing about with that real to cassette thing, which we showed on this channel. 18 months ago now. This one had a lot to go wrong with it. The speaker had a problem with it, shorting out, and so I cleared that. It's had new heads. It's had a power supply rebuild and also been modified that way inside. And all the capacitors had been changed, so there's not a lot else to go wrong with it now. Oh, and a drive belt as well for the counter here as well. But the rest of it, and the deck was cleaned as well, so it's had a full service of this one. So yeah, exactly. So it's working. And so until next time, here is Steve Pendlebury's Long Stay Vintage Radio Workshop. Goodbye, take care, and remember, mending things is way to live. Bye bye.
Answer me, Lord above, just what sin have I been guilty of?